Well, hello and welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. This is Regina Clark, and I have some interesting things on my mind. At least they're interesting to me. So hopefully, you're going to find something good in here, something juicy for your life. I was thinking about the power of emotions. I was thinking about because some days are harder than other days. Some days are harder to get going. Some days there's some discouragement, and some days there's some sadness. And we all know that could come for so many reasons. But this morning, I was going through, this just feeling bad, right? Feeling sorry for myself was part of it. Victim is something I know very well, so I can move into that. Think that the world should be different, that it owes me something, all that kind of stuff. And that's when I reach for different things, different tools. I know that what I focus on expands. I know that if I allow the thoughts to get going, before you know it, the tears are flowing and it gains momentum. Okay? And this is something that I was thinking about, the emotional scale. Because again, we are vibrational beings. We are literally vibrational and energy. And so there is something they talk about that is a vibrational or an emotional scale. And so we can, if we have awareness, we can move ourselves from lower, heavy, sad emotional states to higher, faster, energizing emotional states. But we're not going to go from grief and despair to joy, most likely. We're going to have to climb the ladder. And so I've included a copy for you, and then I have this one printed. And so these lower states of insecurity and guilt and unworthiness, jealousy, discouragement, worry, these are keeping us in lower places. And obviously, worry is better than guilt and shame and unworthiness. These are some of the lower heavy vibrations, and oftentimes what they say is you may need some sort of assistance, right, to lift yourself out of these heavier lower states, because they're just harder to navigate, and they do tend to almost have a life of their own, and they grow. And so we have to keep coming back and trying to nip it in the bud. And I'm not saying ignore or deny, but maybe set a timer, right? If I know that I'm feeling unworthiness, if I know I'm feeling despair, if I know I'm feeling powerless, then maybe I set a timer. Maybe I give myself a minute. Maybe I give myself 5 minutes. Maybe I give myself 10 minutes. But I have an end in mind, that I make an agreement with myself. When this time frame is up, I am going to blow my nose, dry the tears, and then I'm going to do something to move me in the right direction. So I'm going to allow myself to feel what I need to feel, but then I'm going to move up to a higher state. And so if I'm feeling, unworthy, then I could maybe be in that space and even write about it, or think of just really give myself permission to go there. But then, like I said, when the time is up, then I have to move up. If you've got your ladder, I move up to maybe it's even anger is a higher state than unworthiness. Or maybe I move up to discouragement or to blame. So those still sound really negative, but they're higher vibrational states than the ones at the bottom, which is the fear, grief, and depression. Those are really low vibrational states that we don't want to hang out in, because again, what you focus on expands. And so I was thinking about this, the transitory, there's these middle states that are easily, you can easily move up or down the ladder when you're in the transitory states. And those even include things like disappointment or boredom or overwhelm. So I may feel overwhelmed, but see, I can move up or down. I can either really buy into that and work my way down the ladder to doubt and worry, or I could just as easily say, okay, yes, I feel overwhelmed, but this is one action I can take that'll help me relieve that feeling. And then there's the higher feeling vibrational emotions, the positive emotions that are needed to co-create the life that you love. And those include contentment and hopefulness and optimism and happiness and passion. So these are the things that we can work towards, and these are the places when we're actually going to be co-creating more of the life that we desire. And so if I'm feeling, I get done with disappointment, I've written about it, I've talked over and over, I've set my timer, and then when the timer goes off, it's like, okay, what's the next? Maybe I don't need to go to passion, but maybe I can move into contentment, right? And I can start thinking about all the things that are going right in my life. And so again, it's just a tool, but I think it's very interesting that these are vibrational states. And if you know, the energy of emotion is very powerful, but also the thoughts that I connect. So I want my brain and my heart to be coherent, and I want my thoughts to start thinking of possibility and what could go right. And that's why people talk about making a gratitude list, because it's a higher vibrational state. And maybe you can't get to gratitude today. That's okay. We just keep climbing the ladder as we can until we are being more and more in the places that we want to be. But remembering that the energy that I'm in, it's not only impacting me, but through heart math and this vibrational field that we have around us, I actually impact others around me. And so if we want to have the greatest impact, we want to keep, again, allowing ourselves to feel what we feel. We don't deny or ignore, but then we take the time to learn about higher feeling states, and then how to move ourselves up the ladder so that we can actually be in a better place, that we can enjoy our life and have the greatest impact on others. So that's what I have for you today. Thanks for being here. I hope this is helpful. You can look up other information on this, and I will see you next week, where we will talk about something. You never know what it's going to be, but usually it's coming from some kind of an experience that I'm having, that I'm trying to navigate myself. So I hope that it is helpful for you, and take care of that beautiful brain of yours, and have an amazing weekend.